when I taught at Surfside, and I love the story of Hanuman. In fact, all of these stories are really they're very inspirational, and there's something that we can always learn from them. And get really comfortable. I'll tell you a bit of the story first, and then we'll go through our pranayama or mudra, and then get into the practice. Oh, and as it relates to allies, today you may need blocks and you may need a strap. So if you have anything that you can use like a block, please keep it within easy reach. And of course, I've almost forgotten, I need to put you on mute. So I'll do that now. Okay, good. So I'm chopping off the top of my head, but I don't know how important it is for you guys to see the top of my head. There we go. All right, so get comfortable. So basically, where to start? Well, let's start here. Well, as you may or may not know, Hanuman is the monkey god, and he is the son of Vayu, the god of wind. And as a baby, well, monkeys are mischievous. We have green monkeys here. We know how mischievous they can be. And Hanuman was no different. And every morning, his mom, Anjana, used to get up early in the morning and go out foraging for fruits and berries for him, because he had a ridiculous, hello, kitty cat. He had a really, really ravenous appetite. I mean, he would eat down the house, I guess, like typical boy children. I don't know. I don't have one, but I would imagine they eat a lot. Genty, you can attest to that. Okay. So she took a little bit longer than normal this one morning in particular. And Hanuman was like, oh my goodness, I'm so hungry. Ooh, what is that? He saw this big orange thing in the sky. He's like, oh, wow, it looks like a big, juicy, delicious mango. And I love mangoes. So my boy jumped up into the sky to grab this mango. But lo and behold, it was actually Surya, the sun. And Indra, he was like, what is this child doing? He took his thunderbolt and threw it at him, and it hit him in the jaw, and he fell to the ground and he broke his jaw. And that's how he got his name, from a broken jaw. Hanuman means prominent broken jaw. Vayu lost his marbles when he saw what Indra did to his son, grabbed him up and scurried him off away into this cave. And having taken himself into this cave and his son into this cave, he took with him all of the life force energy. After all, he is the god of wind. And all the gods and goddesses and sages and the rishis, everybody was freaking out, because obviously, if there is no more wind, there's no more of anything. So they're like, okay. We can't let this happen. We have to do something. We have to make this right. What are we going to do? Okay, well, let's go to the cave and let's see if we can reason with Vayu to, let's just see what we can do to make this right. So they went and they pleaded with Vayu, and they offered all of these gifts to just like placate Vayu and to get him to, come back and, apologize profusely. And I'll just tell you some of the things that were bestowed, some of the boons that were bestowed upon Hanuman. I mean, by the time they were done, Hanuman was this incredible god. So just some examples of what happened here. Brahma gave him the ability to change form at will. Shiva gave him spiritual wisdom. Indra, ironically enough, gave him the gift of the thunderbolt, the Vajra, that he would no longer be affected by it, and his body would be the diamond body. And then Varuna, he would always be protected from water. That's the god of water. And Agni, protected from fire. His own dad gave him the gift of being faster than wind itself. So I think he could probably outfly Superman, perhaps. Let's say, yeah. And Surya offered him 2 siddhis, or magical powers, where he could make himself large or make himself super small. So he had all these powers, and there were a whole bunch more. Too many to mention, to be honest with you, but you can just imagine the power that this child had bestowed upon him. So Vayu was like, okay, all right, good. That sounds great. All right, fine. We'll come out the cave. We'll bring back life force energy. Everybody will be happy. Yay. Everything got green and lovely and lustrous and everything again. But let's not forget, this is a child now, a monkey child with a ton of powers and still mischievous. So he out there doing the most, upsetting everybody with all his pranks and stuff. And then the sages and ruining their pujas and everything. They're like, look, this can't work. We need to strip him of his memory of his powers. And that only when he needs them, a friend will remind him of them. And that's when he will be able to access his powers. So that's what they had to do, because he really didn't have any behavior at all. He didn't know when and where. So let's fast forward. Now, Hanuman was incarnated solely for the purpose of serving Ram, Lord Ram, and Sita. And one of the stories of Hanuman began where Sita was kidnapped by this evil demon king. I can't remember his name right now. I apologize. And he took her off to Lanka. And of course, Hanuman is beside himself and had to go and rescue on the request of Ram to go rescue Sita. And this, the pose we're working towards today is Hanumanasana, the monkey split, the flying split. And this split is symbolic of the leap that he made from India to Lanka to go and save Sita. And how did he even remember he could do it? The king of bears, Jambavan, reminded him of his powers. And I'm sharing all of this to remind you that while we may not necessarily have these specific powers that he got, we do have powers within. And we tend to forget that all the time. It's only when someone might remind us, or we might be able to remind ourselves that we have these own innate powers and potential that we're able to achieve. So I'll tell you little bits and pieces more of the story, but that is where I think we'll put a pin in it for now, because we have a lot to get through, because we need to get to Lanka to save Sita. We have a lot to do. We have to prepare to do our split. We got to get that leap from one country to the next over a magnificent ocean. Okay, it was not a small leap. And that was one of the many leaps that Hanuman made. So there's a root mantra associated with Hanuman. And the mudra that we're going to play with today, or to work with today, is prana mudra. And I believe I've offered this to you before. So you take your hands, you take the ring and the pinky to the thumb, and then the ring, the middle and the index finger remain extended. Okay, so this is a prana mudra. And this mudra helps to boost your immune system, boost your energy. It also helps to direct your chi, your energy. And because Hanuman is the son of the breath and of the heart, this is the mudra that is synonymous with him. And his root mantra goes Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. So we'll hold the mudra. I think I'm going to go on my mat. Pause. Take off my allies. So we'll start with the mantra. We'll say 3 rounds, and you can choose to just receive it, or you can say it along with me. And then we'll go into a little pranayama practice, the Loma pranayama, which is to move against the hairs. And it really does help to bring awareness to the breath. But we'll start with Ujjayi and then lead into a few rounds of that, and then move into our practice, the physical practice. So sitting up nice and tall, so you can allow that pranic energy to flow. And I'll repeat the mantra. We can do it like a call and response. So I'll say a few words and then you repeat it to yourself, okay? So take a deep breath in, hold it in, and just exhale it out. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. And come into your Ujjayi breath. So the Thaloma pranayama is a 3-part breath where we will inhale from the pubic bone to the base of the sacrum, and then take another 3 breaths in from the sacrum to the root of the lungs, to the root of the ribs, and then from the ribs to the mid back, all the way up to the back of the throat and to the collarbones. And then exhale for 9. So it's a 3-count breath, 3, 3, 3, and then exhale for 9. Okay. So let's begin. Take a deep breath in, 2, 3. Fill up the second portion from the top of the lower back to the base of the ribs. 2, 3. Keep inhaling, mid upper back, all the way up to the back of the throat. Hold it in and exhale it out for 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll just count. I won't be able to do it with you and count at the same time. So I'll just count for you. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're exhaling in the reverse of the way you inhaled. And let's go for one more round. Take a breath in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And just continue to sit and breathe. So the invitation today is to remember Hanuman the next time, we are faced with a challenge, something that we want to do that seems really impossible to achieve. We can call upon him for inner strength, for that devotion, that love, that Bhakti heart, to remind us of our courage and our abilities, that we can overcome, we can take that leap and be successful. If your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes, release the mudra, take a breath in, reach your arms up. Interlace the fingers and exhale, spin the palms to face up. Take another big breath in, bring the arms back and lift the chest up. And on the exhalation, turn the palms towards you, round your spine, tilt the pelvis back, and just open up the mid upper back. One more time, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, round. Inhale, reach it up once again. Take your hands to the back of the head, release the right hand to the floor. Big breath in and exhale, move over to your right and press the back of the head into the hand. Lift the elbow up, open up the left side of the body. And now come back up to center. Take the right hand back, and let's change sides. Left hand down, full breath in, keep the length in your spine. As you arc it over to the left, elbow points up to the ceiling. Good. And then come back to center. Re-interlace the fingers and stretch them all the way up. And on your exhalation, go ahead and twist to your right. I don't know if you guys can see my feet properly. Let me tilt this forward. We can't. Here we go. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale to the second side. Full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, unwind all the way back up to center, and exhale, release. One other thing I forgot to say, so just make sure you have space, enough space on either side of you. Just cuz. Don't study it. Just make sure you have space. Okay, good. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Remember to keep your blocks within easy reach and your strap as well. Just taking a few quick rounds of cat and cow, toes tucked, fingers spread super wide, and really connect to the earth with the hands. Inhale, allow your heart, your Bhakti heart, to melt to the earth. Lift your sitting bones. And now exhale, round your spine. 2 more. Inhale, move with your breath, your Ujjayi breath. Feel the prana moving through the body. Last one here. Go ahead and shift, keep the roundness of the spine and shift your hips back towards your heels. Enjoy the stretch along the mid back and also the lower back. Keep drawing your navel in. Walk your hands forward against this shape. Even though you're staying with the rounded spine, you want the arms absolutely nice and long. Now grip the floor even more with your fingers and the pads of the root of your index and pinky, and now pull yourself forward into that plank shape. Let the pelvis lower, bend the elbows. Then inhale, press up, and exhale, sit back. So a couple of these cobra primers. You have the option to keep your toes down or pick the heels up towards the bum as you let the heart melt a little bit here. Hanuman was deeply devoted to his practices, and so much so that one would say he harassed Surya until Surya taught him. And it is believed that that is where the Surya Namaskars were birthed. Surya didn't want to teach Hanuman. He really didn't seem to care for this precocious kid, but he gave in. Hanuman showed he was so devoted and so wanted to learn that he gave in and taught him everything that he knew. He ran around the sun, I think it was backwards for God knows how long until Surya gave in. Last one here. Press back up, shift your hips to the heels, press down strongly through the arms and lift the hips all the way up for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Just march it out a couple times. You can move the hips from side to side, peek underneath the armpit, just really loosening up the body. Good. Step the feet wide. Let's just get a functional forward fold in here. Walk the hands back, weight your heels, lock out of knees, arms long, fingertips pressing into the earth. Really hinge your hips back. Full breath in. Let the breath wrap around the heart and expand the rib cage. Exhale, draw your navel in. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale fully. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Reground the feet. Heel toe them back to hips distance and make your way out into a plank. Hold your plank. We're moving into a Hanuman Namaskar. Please take a big breath in, and on the exhalation, lift your hips up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And on the next breath, sweep your right leg up for 3-legged dog and step it to the top of your mat. Bend the right knee, draw the right hip back. Bring your hands into Prana Mudra and inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, ground your back heel and open up into Virabhadrasana 2. Take your hands to the heart. I'm going to turn around just so I don't confuse you and you can see what I'm doing. Take your hands to the heart in the Prana Mudra. The Vira heart, the heart of the warrior. And now inhale, come back to warrior 2. On the exhalation, pick up the toes, come through center. So turn the toes to the long side of the mat, cross one arm over the next, and then open up into warrior two towards the back of your mat. So we will flow like this. Come back through center, big breath in, cross over again. And remember to change the cross of your arms and exhale into warrior two again. Let's go one more time, or maybe two. Come back through center. And you can pick up the pace. You can go a little bit faster. Come back through center and to the front. Inhale through center, exhale to the back. Inhale through center, and this time exhale to the front. Stay here. Inhale, reverse it. And when you reverse it, take the left arm to the front. And now switch it and move into your side angle and bring the right arm along the front. And we'll flow in this way as well. Inhale, arc it back. Exhale into our side angle. Inhale, arc it back. Exhale into side angle. Here's a little bit of a switch up. Warrior two. And I'll take the hands to the floor on the inside and sweep the left arm alongside your ear for Utthita Parasvakonasana. And I'll sweep your left hand back. And as you do, bend the left knee, straighten out the right, and come into this Ardha Malasana, form a crouching tiger. And I'll sweep it back into the extended side angle. And I'll sweep it back into the Ardha Malasana, flowing forward and back. Good. Let's go for about two more. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back. Last one. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back. Good. Come all the way forward. Again, pass through the side angle and cartwheel the arms up, back to warrior two. And now exhale your hands all the way down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rock your body forward into a plank. Rest your knees and let the chin and the chest come down. So the booty is high. Lower the pelvis and pull your heart through for Bhujangasana. Slowly lower back down, tuck your toes and press up and back for downward facing dog. Again, second side. Left leg lifts. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Come all the way up into your high lunge. Drop your back heel, open up into warrior two. Bring the mudra, the prana mudra, to the heart. Big breath in, open up into warrior two. Exhale, pause. Now let's go ahead and flow. Inhale, cross it through. Exhale to the back of the mat. Inhale through the middle. Exhale to the back. Middle. Continue to flow. Imagine being able to run faster than the wind, or to fly through the sky, to leap from country to country. Sure would take a lot of drama out of this whole COVID mess. Or maybe it'll make it worse. Who knows? One more. Through the center, to the right, back through center, and back to the front. Hold it here. Full breath in. Exhale. Arc it back. Reverse your warrior. And now take a breath and pass through. Stay strong in your legs. Continue to flow. It can be very daunting when we come upon certain things and think that we can't, overcome them. Pause here. Take the forearm to the side and sweep the arm around into your extended side angle form. And I'll reach with the right arm and sweep it to the back. And at the same time, straighten out the left knee, bend the right. Take the left fingertips down and reach the right arm up for the Ardha Malasana form. And I'll switch it, come back to the side angle. Good. And I'll sweep it back. Good. Let's go again. Back to the extended side angle. Sweep it back. Last one. Good. Sweep it all the way back. Really press the heel down. And I'll come forward. Sweep the right arm all the way around. Press down into the left leg. Come back up into warrior two. Big breath in here. Extend, expand. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down and step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into a plank. knees, chest, chin. Drop the pelvis and pull the heart forward and up for Bhujangasana. And now slowly release. Tuck your toes. Press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Bend your knees. Lift your gaze to your thumbs and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Bend the knees and inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your palms to meet and exhale, hands to heart. We'll do about 3 rounds of Surya A. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your choice to jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana or step back to plank. Rest your knees and then lower into Chaturanga. Come all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, heart open for Bhujangasana. And exhale into Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Hold it here. 3 breaths. Inhale fully. Hold the breath in. Exhale. Last one. Hold the breath out. Lift your gaze to your thumbs, high up onto the balls of the feet. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. Bend your knees and inhale, rise all the way up. Bring the palms to meet and exhale, bring the hands into the heart. 2 more rounds. Go at your pace. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into your forward fold. Halfway lift and step or hop back to Chaturanga. Or take the scenic route, plank, lower the knees. Take Bhujangasana. And then make your way back up to downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. On your last exhale, keep all of the air out. Hop or step to the top of your mat. And if you're stepping forward, remember to change legs. Make your way to the front of your mat, however you can. Inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands into the cave of the heart. Last round, inhale up. Exhale over. Off you go. You know, when we think about the fact that the ability of Hanuman to remember his powers pretty much laid in the hands of his friends, this speaks to why it's so important to have people in our lives who really are there for us. Because if Jambavan did not come by when Hanuman was wrecking his brain, trying to figure out how he was going to go rescue Sita, he may never have remembered. He may never have tried. Go ahead and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeply. With a nice long spine, take a breath in and come all the way up. Palms meet. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Pause here for a moment. Now may be a good time to take a breath, some water, wipe your brow, turn on a fan. Or yawn, get that energy flowing. Okay. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. Inhale, circle your arms around and up. And exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Pause in your Chaturanga and take it into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog this time. And now exhale all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Pick your right leg up. Bend the knee, shift forward into a plank and bring the knee to the tricep. Good. Sweep it back up. On the inhale, exhale, shift forward again. Maybe bend the elbow a little bit. Rest the knee or the inner thigh on the tricep. Sweep it back up. Let's come again. Shift forward, bend the elbows, rest the inner thigh on the tricep. Maybe stretch the leg out. And bring it back in and up. And now step your right foot to the top of your mat. Make sure you are at hips distance. Draw your right hip back, hug into the midline. Press down firmly through the legs and inhale, rise all the way up. High crescent lunge. Really pay careful attention to the left leg here. Make sure the leg is as straight as you can manage. Push the heel up and through the heel and press the ball of the foot down into the earth. Draw the right hip back. Full breath in, bring the palms to meet. And exhale, bring the hands towards the heart. Hinge forward ever so slightly. Take another full breath in and exhale, twist to the right, hooking your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Push the 2 points that connect into each other. Take another full breath into the back of the lungs. And on the exhalation, really squeeze the air out of the lungs and twist more deeply to your right. Keep that strong hug into the midline. Avoid letting your knee collapse in. So push the knee gently out into the tricep and the tricep into the knee. Good. Listen carefully. On your inhalation, slowly unwind. Lead with the left hand and sweep it all the way up through the sky and pivot and turn all the way to the back of your mat. Fingertips to the earth. Left foot should be in front. You don't have to see me for this. You're going to be fine, I promise. Imagine that you can see. Inhale, sweep your arms up, come into high lunge. Exhale, fingertips to the floor to blocks. Come into pyramid long stance. Straighten out the front knee. Drop the back heel. Left toes are up. Slight bend to the knee. Draw the hips back. Reshift to that lunge. Inhale, reach the arms and upper body up. Really opening up the right side, the right hip flexor. Fingertips to the earth. Rock back to that pyramid long stance form. Fold into yourself. One more time. Inhale, shift forward into that high lunge. Lift up. Exhale. Rock back into that pyramid long stance and I'll hold it here for a breath. So the left toes are pointing up. The left heel is pressing down. There's a slight bend to the left knee. You're pressing it down and dragging it to the front of your mat so you feel your hamstrings really engaged. Rebend the front knee. All 10 toes face forward. Stay high up onto the right fingertips. Again, straighten out the left knee and I'll take a full breath and extend through the spine, and on the exhalation, reach your left fingertips to the sky for a twist. Squeeze into the midline, draw the left hip back a little bit. One more breath. Circle the left arm all the way to the back of the mat. And as you bring it to the front, rebend the left knee, plant the hand, step it back, downward facing dog. Rest or take your vinyasa, your choice. Good. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Left leg lifts. Bring the knee towards the chest, shift forward, tap the tricep with the knee. On the second one, you'll bend the elbow and rest the inner thigh on the tricep. So three-legged dog again, shift forward, bend the elbow a little bit, rest the tricep, or sorry, the thigh on the tricep, and sweep it back up, inhale. And now let's try again now to shift forward, bend the elbows like chaturanga, rest the inner thigh there, maybe stretch the left leg out, and I'll press back up to three-legged dog. Step your left foot back to the top of the mat now. Square the hips, press down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms come together and land at the heart. Full breath in, really lengthen, create space, lift up the back ribs and cross the right elbow all the way over to the outside of your left thigh. You can let the knee collapse into place the arm and then push the knee back so it's anchoring over your ankle. Spin the left inner thigh up, draw the outer left hip back. Take a full breath in, and on the exhalation, spin a little bit more deeply to the inside of your left inner thigh. Release the bind and lead with your right arm. Reach it all the way up and follow it back to the front of your mat now. Good. All 10 toes face forward. Adjust your stance. Make sure you maintain hips distance. Press down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor, rock back into pyramid long stance. So pivot on the ball of the back foot, drop the heel, lift the right toes up and fold. Let's go again. Shift forward, reach up. Exhale, shift back. One more, inhale. We can understand now why there's so much goodness in the cave of the heart. So many wonderful things were bestowed upon Hanuman when he was there. I think I might have lost track of my reps. So let's make this the last one here. Hold it for a spell, a few rounds of breath. Go ahead and rebend your front knee just enough to let you get into a stable position here. Left hand to a block or high on fingertips. Slowly straighten out your right knee, any degree here. Full breath in, lengthen the heart forward, and on the exhalation, reach the right fingertips up. Draw the right hip back in and squeeze everything into the midline. Extend through the crown of your head and out through the tailbone. Imagine your monkey tail just extending all the way out. One more breath. And then sweep the right arm around. And as it starts to come by the hip, rebend the right knee, plant your hands and step it back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Rest or flow, it's your choice. Take a sip of water even, and I'm definitely going to do that. One more breath. Whew. Okay, this is where we may need a strap. So I'll grab mine just to show you how you can utilize it here. May or may not need it. Three-legged dog, right leg up. We're moving into wild things. So sweep the right leg up, bend your knee and open up your hip and continue to pivot on the ball of the left foot until you're on the baby toe side edge. Leg stays straight. Take the right foot to the ground and keep it close to your mat. Take the right hand to the back of the head. Bend your left knee. You can always look at me and then come back into it. Bending the left knee, getting you a little bit closer to the ground. And then take a full breath and push into the outer edge of the left foot. And then lift your heart up, your Bhakti heart of devotion up towards the sky. And then reach the right arm long alongside your ear for Chamatkarasana, wild thing. One more full breath here. And now exhale, come all the way down and have a seat. Oh, it doesn't matter if you're back him, you're going to be fine, I promise. Take both hands to the sole of your right foot. This is where you may need your strap. You can take your strap and if you want to use it and place it on the sole of your foot. You don't have to see, you can do this. Keep your left leg anchored. If you want to turn around, go ahead and turn around, but just remember what side you were on so you don't get confused, okay? I'm leaving it up to you to decide. Slowly lower yourself all the way down, keeping your hands on your right foot and obviously the right knee bent. Come all the way down onto your back. If you're not using your hands, the strap will be around the base, the ball of the foot, and you're holding on close to the foot. Take a full breath in and slowly start to extend your right leg up towards the sky. Now you can take the hands away from the foot, use your peace fingers, or hold on to the baby toe side edge. Whichever option you're choosing, and I'll just show you with the strap. Make sure your lower back is in and the sacrum is on and heavy. Pull the right hip away from the ribs. Take a full breath in once again and exhale. Pull the leg a little bit off to the right for a Hanuman split. You can take the left hand away and use that to help you counterbalance. Listen carefully. Bend your left elbow and take the left hand to the back of the head. And now I'm going to take the strap away. Roll onto the left side of your body and keep your left leg grounded. Vishnu's couch. So the right leg is going up. You can bend the right elbow, spin the inner thighs back, really press into the outer edge of your left foot. Hold it here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And one of these days, you're going to roll from this right into a split. One of these days. Not today, though. Not today. Good. One last inhale and exhale here. And now roll onto your back once again. Leg is still straight up. Rebend it. This is going to be the fun part now. Pick the left leg up, and when you do, make sure it's super strong and use it as leverage now and sweep it down to the ground and pull yourself back up to that seated position that we were in at the beginning. Good. Left hand comes back to the mat, fingers point to the front. We're passing through wild thing back into three-legged dog. So press down into your right foot, roll onto the baby toe side edge of your left, push your hips up, back to wild thing. Reach for the mat with your right hand, pick your right leg up for three-legged dog, and I'll step it to the outside of your right hand. Rest your left knee. That was a mouthful, I know. Thank you for going with me on that journey. Toes slightly turn out to the right for a twisted monkey lunge. You have the option to stay here, up on your hands, or perhaps bring your left forearm to a block or to your mat. If you choose to come down onto the forearm, go a little bit off to the left. So there's a bit of a lean into that form to offer you support. Draw the head of the arm bone back and cinch it in place. Pick the left heel up towards your butt cheek. Spread your toes wide. Take a full breath in, reach your right arm out, get super long. And on the exhalation, externally rotate through the shoulder and reach for the outside of your left leg. Push strongly into the hands with the foot. Take another full breath in. And on the exhalation, you can pull the heel closer to the butt cheek. And now spin the left lung towards the inside of the right inner thigh. So as I was saying, it's really important to have that support system that are there to uphold you and to lift you up and to remind you of how amazing you are. Because oftentimes it's hard. We forget. We completely forget, or we don't think we ever even had the abilities. But people sometimes can see things in us that we cannot always see in ourselves. One more breath. Slowly release. Come back up onto the hands if you chose to take a different version, and step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, take it forward into plank. If you're going to flow, you can take the knees down. Exhale into chaturanga. Come all the way down onto the belly or take up dog, your choice. Release. Back up, downward facing dog. Whew. All right, second side. So moving into our wild thing, pick your left leg up. Bend your knee and open up your hip and keep rolling. And when you bring your left foot down, keep it close to your mat. Take your left hand to the back of the head, bend your right knee. So you're kind of in this crouching shape. And then take a full breath in and push into the outer edge of the right foot and lift the heart up, head of arm bones back, and really open up the heart. Now extend your left arm alongside your ear. One more breath, and then slowly lower yourself all the way down into a seat. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. Okay, I left my strap on the other side of the floor, so no strap for this. So take both hands to the sole of your left foot or your strap. Keep your right leg grounded. That is your anchor. Slowly tilt the pelvis back and roll all the way down onto your back. And then slowly stretch the left leg up towards the sky. It's not opening out or anything. It's just staying straight up. This is our Supta Asta Padangustasana form. Really root the right inner thigh down into the mat. Lower back in, sacrum heavy. Shoulders, blades firmly placed on your mat. Go ahead now and take a breath, and on the exhalation, guide your left leg a little bit off to the left, not wide. It's going to be like just outside of your shoulder. And you can take your right arm to help counterbalance. So reach your right arm away and press the palm. Don't forget the right inner thigh rooting down to the earth. So after Jambavan reminded Hanuman of his abilities, Hanuman was like, what? I can do that? Oh man, it's amazing. So he got down into this half kneeling, half squatting position, and he leapt from India. And it's that great leap, one leg in the front, one leg in the back, upper body upright, arms reaching up towards the sky. He leaped all the way over to Lanka, and he found Sita. One last breath, and now bring the leg back. Bend the right elbow and support your head and roll. Go slowly. And you're taking the right elbow slightly up to help anchor you, almost like a kickstand. And then you're on the outer edge of your right foot and really push it down like we do for our wild thing. And the left leg is moving up towards the sky alongside your ear. You can always look at me, and then you can come back into it. If you try to look at me while you're in it, you might fall over. Vishnu's couch. Nice, ladies. One last breath here. And then slowly roll onto your back. Whoops, that wasn't slow at all. Roll onto your back as slowly as you can. Rebend your left knee and keep the pressure. So push the foot into the hands into the foot, sweep the right leg up strong. And then as leverage, lead with the heel of the right leg, pull yourself back up and kick into the hand. And there you are, back upright. It's actually kind of fun. Good. Take the right arm up, reach it back to the mat. Fingers are going to be facing forward. Ground your right hand, ground your left foot, roll onto the baby toe side edge. So externally rotate the hip, push down, lift up, back into Chamakarasana, well thing. And I'll plant the left hand and sweep your left leg up for three-legged dog and step it to the outside of your left hand, rest your right knee. Now you don't have to go for the bind. You can stay right here or come on to the right forearm or forearm to a block. Make sure you're not on the patella. So walk your right knee back or pad your knee up, bend the knee, reach the left arm long, open up the left side of the body. Keep it open as you sweep your arm around to reach for your foot. If you're not connecting with the foot, still reach for it energetically. Full breath in. Exhale, pull the heel closer so you feel the opening on the front of the quad. And draw the left arm bone back and down, and then pulse the heart forward and up. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam. Calling on the energy of Hanuman to help invoke our inner strength, cultivate that heart of devotion, reminding us of our innate abilities so we can overcome any challenges with the greatest of ease. No fear, we can take the leap. One last breath. Very carefully, slowly release. Ready? Step it back. Downward facing dog. Rest or flow. Oh, I deliberately didn't turn on my fans today because I wanted to really get a sweat. And mission is accomplished. Big breath in. Exhale. All right. Come back to Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. Ultimately, your toes would be tucked under for this, and you're welcome to take that version. My toes, the balls of my feet don't like it much, so I choose to have my ankles extended. So we're now going to explore Hanuman. Okay. With blocks, let me show you. We'll start with Artha Hanuman first, and then we will go into, we'll play with taking it a little bit further. The reason why you can place one block underneath the quad of the leg in the back, and then underneath the hamstring area of the leg in the front, the back of the thigh, to support you so you can really feel how he might have felt when he did that leap. Of course, he probably didn't have tight hips and hamstrings. Probably didn't. So from here, step your right foot forward. And as always, if this is not resonating with you, please don't feel pressure to do it. So the thing with Hanumanasana is we want to keep the hips and the pelvis in neutral. And because we step the right foot forward, the right hip is going to be further forward than the left. We can all see that in my body, that I'm not in neutral spine with the pelvis. So there's a remembrance to always hug into the midline. So you're drawing the right hip back and you're spinning the left inner thigh back so you can keep the hips and pelvis square. And you want to keep that left heel up towards the sky as well. So we can start here in our lunge and then shift back into our Ardha Hanuman shape. It's from this point that we can start to go a little bit deeper. And I can either go first or we can go through this together. Your choice. And I'm choosing to have my blocks on their highest level to start. So take a full breath in, and on the exhalation, press down into your blocks. Notice I'm rounding the lower back a little bit, pulling the navel in. I'm going to lift my right leg up and walk it forward. And then do the same thing, more or less, with the left knee. Walk it back. So if you move forward about 2 notches, move the back leg back 2 notches. And again, make sure you keep that scissoring so the hips and pelvis stay neutral. Go again, inch it forward, inch it back. Now this might be it for you, and this is where you can place your blocks. Well, not the most, well, that's not going to work there, but I can put it here and I can rest on it. Okay. And then I can hold my upper body, my arms up, roll this hip back, that thigh up, and I can hold my Hanuman there. So you decide if you want to go further. Let me come in and take a peek. Or if you want to stay where you are. Can't really see much of what's going on with your lower body. Watch your front leg, Jen. You need to bring your leg in. Your front leg in is going too wayward. So keep hip, knee, second, third toe. Prop yourself up. If you've got throw pillows, that might feel even more comfortable than blocks, because you can pack the throw pillows up underneath here on the front leg, and then hug into the midline and inhale, reach up. There's another leap. The Hanuman flew back to India with this mountain. That's a whole other story. But that is essentially the leap that he took to cross this ocean to go rescue Sita. And when he got there, Sita's like, Hanuman, so happy you're here. However, Ram is going to have to come and rescue me. After all that work, right? Okay, so it's time to get out of this. I'm sure your hamstrings, quads, everything's talking to you. So I've relaxed. Bend the front knee a little bit, push down with the right hand into the block, pull the knee in. So you're here, press down and step back. And let's pause here for a moment before we go into the second side. All right. Whew. All right. Ready? Let's go. Side 2, left foot forward. Tuck your right toes, make sure you're at hips distance. Not that you were wrong, Legenti, with your leg going off. That is another version of Hanuman we could do, but we're focusing on the rail one, not the variations, where we try to keep the pelvis square. So draw the left hip back, spin the inner thigh back. Let's shift back into that Ardha form. Okay, notice how the hip might hike up, draw it back and down. When you're ready, press down. Well, I like to lift because the mat is often resistance. But if you can just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle it forward, you can also choose that. Take the back knee back. Check in, make sure you're pivot, you're square, and then go again. And that hug is also going to help protect your hamstring. Now, I don't feel inclined to go any further, so I'm going to hang out right here. Block on highest level. But I'm still working on the squaring of the hips, pressing down my heel in the front leg and pulling so I can really support myself. Lift up, back ribs front and side. Inhale. Exhale, monkey tail flying in the wind. And hold your Hanuman. Don't come out of it yet. I'm going to come in and check you out. Nice. Good. Use your inner thigh strength. Beautiful. Full breath. And you guys are leaping to Sri Lanka now. Woohoo! All right. Come all the way down. Good. Use your blocks or whatever. Press down, bend the front knee, and come back to Vajrasana. Thunderbolt pose. Ooh. I'm going to take the full form now, but sit on a block to make it a little bit more comfortable. Hello, Sadie. Okay. Yep. 3 blocks. Now it's comfortable. Okay. So let's just close our eyes for a moment. Let's take our prana mudra. Ring, pinky, and thumbs meet, index and middle extend. Palms can face up. Close your eyes and just take a moment to just really drink in our practice so far and the story of Hanuman. All these amazing powers and abilities. And open the eyes, release the mudra. Make your way into downward facing dog. And just take a nice slow vinyasa. Unless, of course, there's a cat on your mat. It might be difficult to do so. And Sadie, I need you to move, love. Come. Move, move, move. Okay. From your downward dog, come all the way down. Come forward into a plank. Come all the way down onto your belly. Bring the legs together. You can extend the toes. Bring the arms above your head into Anjali or Namaskar. Place your forehead down, full Danda Pranam. Making our practice a full offering and devotion to ourselves and to the greater whole. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha.
Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Take the mudra and just sweep the hands behind the head, just like a pranic wash. 2 more times. 1 more. Take the hands by the ribs and press yourself up to a kneeling plank. And then come with the knees wide and sit back into Balasana, child's pose. You can stack fists and rest them on your forehead on the fist, or forehead can come to the earth or to a block. If the forehead is to the earth or block, take your arms around the side of your body and the palms can face up. On your next inhalation, slowly come up. If your eyes are closed, you can keep them closed. Just make your way onto your back. Resist the urge to immediately draw your knees into your chest. Let's take the arms wide and bring the knees off to one side. So scoot the hips over to the left and roll onto your right side. You can keep it here or take your right hand and grab a hold of the baby toe side edge of your left foot and stretch it out. Oh, again, if there's no cat in your way. And then you can take your left hand and grab a hold of your right foot and pull that in the opposite direction. This is called mantra missile. And then we call it cat pulling its tail. Move the left hip away, top of the hip away from the ribs. And draw the head of the left arm bone back. And slowly release the bind. So bring the left knee back, stacked onto the right. And let's go ahead and change sides, readjust. Scoot hips to the right, lower on or roll onto rather your left hip. Grab the baby toe side edge of the right foot, straighten it out to any degree. Make sure the top of the hip is moving away from the last rib on the right side, and then you can grab your left foot with your right hand. If it feels difficult to do both, I would choose letting go of the bottom foot, reaching for the quad stretch, and just take the twist. And one more breath here. And slowly release, rebend the right knee. Very carefully come back to center. Gather your knees into your chest, and this is called Apanasana. Wrap them around the shins, draw them in, gentle little rock, or stay absolutely still. And then release your feet to the floor and extend your, I know I didn't do a constructive rest. Oh my goodness. Pass through constructive rest if you like, and then head right into Shavasana. Extend both legs fully, arms slightly away from your body. You can choose to take the prana mudra for your shavasana. Just continuing to work with the energy of Hanuman and guiding your energy wherever your heart desires. And just enjoy the next few minutes of quiet relaxation and reflection. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings, becoming aware of your body on your mat. Inviting movement into the body, moving your fingers, your toes, slowly moving your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in and stretch your arms above the head. Stretch your body all the way out. And exhale, sigh it out. Let it all go. Gather your knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug and squeeze. And then roll onto your side. Pause there briefly for a moment. And then go ahead and make your way up. And join me in a comfortable seated position with your hands in Namaskar at the heart. I'd like to thank you all so much for sharing your energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be you. Blessed be. Om Hum Hanumate Vijayam.